President Donald Trump and top congressional leaders will meet next week to try to hammer out a year-end agreement to avert a government shutdown, according to multiple sources, as Capitol Hill careens toward a legislative pileup next month. The so-called Big Four, Speaker Paul Ryan, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, haven't even agreed on total government spending levels that would allow appropriators to write a massive funding bill for the rest of the fiscal year. Story continued below. That means a short-term funding extension to keep the government operating beyond a December 8 deadline is all but inevitable. Congressional leaders would likely need to reach an agreement on the top-line figures by early next week for there to be any chance of finishing an omnibus spending bill in December. The meeting is scheduled for Tuesday at 3 p.m., according to congressional sources and a White House official. White House Deputy Press Secretary Lindsey Walters later said in a statement, the president will be meeting with congressional leaders next week to discuss end-of-year legislative issues. In addition to having to move a must-pass bill to fund the government, Republicans hope to pass a sweeping rewrite of the tax code by Christmas. Further complicating matters is the ongoing dispute over the fate of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, the Obama-era initiative that has shielded hundreds of thousands of young undocumented immigrants from deportation. Trump has announced that DACA permits will expire beginning in March, although immigration advocates have said scores of current DACA recipients have already lost protections because they weren't able to get their status renewed before an October deadline. By signing up, you agree to receive email newsletters or alerts from Politico. You can unsubscribe at any time. One source familiar with the negotiations said Democrats, particularly Pelosi, have pushed aggressively to include a DACA fix to a short-term continuing resolution that would keep the government open beyond December 8. A Democratic leadership aide said Pelosi has not asked specifically for a DACA fix to be attached to a short-term extension, although she and Schumer have been publicly adamant that a legislative solution for DACA needs to pass Congress next month. Democratic leaders have also insisted on ensuring that any agreement to raise defense spending above sequester levels also boosts funding for domestic programs. John Bresnahan contributed to this report.